Thank you. All right, guys, we're getting ready to take the bus to head over to the Falcons training facility. You just got to make sure you pay attention to the directional signing because it's kind of complicated to get over here. 12 stone. Hey, good morning, morning. Good afternoon. Hey, how you doing? All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, please make sure we get that thumbs up. Let's get the subscribe. I know you're watching, so please make sure you give us that thumbs up and make sure you're also sharing with a friend. On today's episode, we are going to be covering all things Atlanta Falcons, free fan practice event that typically happens every year around the same time in July, and it runs through, I believe, August 14th. So you can look it up on the website. If you're a fan, make sure you register. You'll get there's a free fan digital ticket that you'll get through Ticketmaster. You get about four free tickets, so you can bring the family. It's a really cool experience for you to experience. The only thing you got to make sure you pay attention to the weather because the day I went, it was probably high 90s. Couldn't stay a whole good bit of time because of the weather was it was really hot that day. But just kind of check the weather, check your the calendar, the schedule, and all that good stuff. If you are a ticket season holder, there are special days that you can get up close and personal with the athletes and get a really nice experience. You take pictures and stuff like that. But the day I went, I just kind of went to just kind of get a feel of it, and wasn't able to get a whole lot of anything, to be honest with you. Just get a nice little overview of what the experience is like, and just kind of enjoying the day. But yeah, just check it out, man. If you're a fan, or even if you just want to experience it, just to kind of see, the practice sessions. It is kind of barricaded, so you won't be able to get too close, like I said, to the practice session. But you'll be very, be somewhat within proximity. Typically on some mornings, and after practice, the team, they come around and walk around and interact with the fans. But really cool experience. Check it out, man. Just to give you a quick history and just a brief overview on the Atlanta Falcons. It came to Atlanta in 1962 when the American Football League staged two preseason contests, with one featuring the Denver Broncos versus the Houston Oilers, and the second pitting the Dallas Texans against the Oakland Raiders. 2 years later, the AFL held another exhibition, this time
Thank
with the
you.
New York Jets taking on the San Diego Chargers. In 1965, after the Atlanta Falcons County Stadium was built, the city of Atlanta felt that it was time to start pursuing professional football. One independent group, which had been active in NFL exhibition promotions in Atlanta, applied for franchise in both the AFL and NFL. Acting entirely on its own with no guarantee of stadium rights, another group reported it had deposited earnest money for a team in the AFL. With everyone running in different directions, some local businessmen worked out a deal and were awarded the AFL franchise on June 8, contingent upon acquiring exclusive stadium rights from the city officials, who had been moving slowly in Atlanta. Matters was spurred by the AFL interest and headed on to the next plane down to Atlanta to block the rival league's claim on the city of Atlanta. He forced the city to make a choice between the two leagues. By June 30th, the city picked Rankin Smith and the NFL. The AFL's original expansion plans in June 1965 were for two new teams in 1966, in Atlanta and Philadelphia. It later evolved into the Miami Dolphins in 1966 and the Cincinnati Bengals in 1968. The NFL had planned to add two teams in 1967. The competition with the AFL for Atlanta forced the first to be added a year early in 1966. The odd number of teams resulted in one idle team each week, with each team playing 14 games over 15 weeks. The second expansion team, the New Orleans Saints, joined the NFL as a planned in 1967 as the 16th franchise. The Atlanta Falcons franchise began when it was approved to begin play in 1966 by a unanimous vote of the NFL club owners in June 21st, 1965. Razzle granted ownership 9 days later on June 30th to 40-year-old Rankin Smith Sr., an executive vice president of Life Insurance Company of Georgia. He paid 8.5 million, the highest price in the NFL history at the time for a franchise. Rosalind Smith made the deal in about 5 minutes, and the Atlanta Falcons brought the largest, most popular sport to the city of Atlanta. The Atlanta expansion team became the 15th NFL franchise, and they were awarded the first overall pick in 1966 NFL draft, as well as the final pick in each of the first 5 rounds. They selected consensus All-American linebacker Tommy Nobis from the University of Texas, making him the first ever Falcon. The league also held the expansion draft 6 weeks later, in which Atlanta selected unprotected players from the 14 existing franchise. Although the Falcons selected many good players in those drafts, they still were not able to win right away. The Atlanta team received its nickname on August 29, 1965. Miss Julia Elliott, a school teacher from Griffin, was signed out from the many people who suggested Falcons as a nickname for the new franchise. She wrote, "The Falcon is proud and dignified with great courage and fight. It never drops its pride. It's deadly and has a great sporting tradition." In 1998, under recently acquired head coach Dan Reeve, quarterback Chris Chandler, and running back Jamal Anderson, and the Dirty Bird Falcons had their greatest season to date. On November 8th, they beat the New England Patriots 41 to 10, ending a streak of 22 losses at cold weather sites. The team finished with a franchise best 14-2 regular season record and the NFC West Division Championship. On January 17, 1999, the Falcons upset the top-seeded Viking at the Humphrey H. Humphrey Metrodome in NFC Championship game 30 to 27, an exciting overtime victory. However, in their first ever Super Bowl appearance, they lost 34-19 to the defending champion Denver Broncos. In the second game of the Falcons' 1999 season, running back Jamal Anderson, who had been a key player in the Falcons' 1998 success, suffered a season-ending knee injury. The Falcons finished the season with a very disappointing 5-11 record season. In 2000, the Falcons suffered their another horrible season, finishing 4-12, once again missing the playoff. In the 2001 NFL Draft, the Falcons orchestrated a trade to San Diego Chargers, acquiring their first overall pick, which was used as a quarterback Michael Vick in exchange for wide receiver, return special Tim Dwight, and fifth overall pick running back. The Falcons finished the 2001 season with a record of 7-9 and missed the playoffs again. Um, On December 6, 2001, the billionaire of Home Depot co-founder Arthur M. Black reached a preliminary agreement with the Falcons' Taylor Smith to purchase the team to a reported 5.45 million. In a special meeting prior to Super Bowl in New Orleans on February 2nd, the NFL owners voted unanimously to approve the deal. Uh, In 2002, the season saw the Falcons return to the playoff with a regular season of record of 9-6-1, tying the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was Vic's first year starter, and the team newly acquiring running back Warren Dunn delivered the Green Bay Packers their first home playoff loss ever with a 27-7 results in a wild card round. Again, guys, I just want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, please, please, please make sure we get that thumbs